Okay, so we're going to take a look at the deadlift setup, and we're going to go over the good points. So Corey is our stud here, who's going to set up in a good position for us. So what we want to see is we really want to see the maintenance of this neutral spine. So I don't want to put any of his discs at jeopardy or any of these posterior structures. So I want to make sure that this is in a really solid position. In order to maintain that, he's got to have enough mobility through his posterior chain. His body needs to know how to keep this steady and hinge through his hips. He needs to understand how to be here. He can even be a little tighter back here. Oh, there you go, Corey. Good. And now, what would a bad position look like, Corey? Good. So he's maybe he doesn't have enough length back there. Maybe he just doesn't know how to control this. And if he were to lift load consistently like this, or maybe even just once, he could really put this at risk. We know there's a lot of studies out there. It's something like 40 to even up to as high as 80% of asymptomatic people, as far as low back pain, have herniated discs. So a lot of people have things that we don't exactly want to start to express, like leg pain and disc pain. So our job as coaches and as professionals should be, we need to make sure that we can ensure their range of motion, we can ensure the health of their spine for resiliency so they can come back to our gym and they can be better, right? That's going to be our whole goal. So if somebody's in a really bad position and you just can't coach them verbally and even maybe tactile-wise, you just can't get them into a good position, let's do a quick little screen. Step on up for me, Corey. So we know Corey can get into a good position. We saw it. Looks good. But a really basic thing, go ahead, Corey. Can you just go down and put your feet together? Can you touch your toes? Just keeping your legs straight. All right, so Corey can do this. This is really good. He's got a nice uniform curvature here. His pelvis is at a nice 70-degree angle or so. These are all really good things. But I'll bet you a lot of athletes that can't get into a good position can't do that. Good, come on back up for me. That being said, if somebody can't touch their toes, I'm going to be very suspicious if they're actually in a good position for their deadlift or anything pulling off the ground. Double check this. Next time you see an athlete that's maybe questionable, or even somebody that you think is a really good athlete, to ask them to touch their toes. If they can't do it, that should be a red flag for you. So anyway, if he can't do that, we go, okay, check. Okay, maybe that's a bad thing. Let's further investigate. Corey, lie down on your back for me if you would. The next thing that we could do is very simply have you just keep both legs really tight into the ground. Then I'm going to ask you to keep one leg straight and lift it up as high as you can go. Okay? Can you keep that other leg down on the ground? Does he look like he's straining really hard? Corey's, this is pretty solid. He's got about good 80, 85 degrees. I think a good place to say with any kind of certainty is they should be able to get to at least 70 degrees. 80 or 90 degrees is better. Okay? So these are some very quick assessments. Sometimes you'll see somebody that's here, and then Corey, give me way less on the other side. And you're like, that's a problem. Look at that. Didn't even know that asymmetry was there. And sometimes it's even a matter of, can you come in here, can you push it? Maybe they don't know how to access that range of motion. That's a motor control problem. We'll get into that later. But sometimes we can pick up some very basic asymmetries beyond just, hey, can you touch your toes or not? So this would be kind of like assessment number 1A and 1B. Great.